been feeling like a pharaoh ever since I was a little kid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid.
Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Tuesday, November 6th at 10:01 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. You are looking at unprecedented North American snows blanketing over 25 states through November 15th. Down into Texas, into southern areas that never received snow before December. Heavy snows up in the Northeast. Eastern Canada being buried. You have entered the new paradigm. All of our predictions are coming true. Everything you've ever been told is a lie. And before we continue with the update, I think there's an important message that someone in our past has warned us about. So join us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. Good evening, my fellow Americans. We now stand 10 years past the midpoint of a century that has witnessed 4 major wars among great nations.
4 wars. Add 4 more, and 4 on that.
Until the latest of our world conflicts, the United States had no armaments industry. American makers of plowshares could, with time and as required, make swords as well. But we can no longer risk emergency improvisation of national defense. We have been compelled to create a permanent armaments industry of vast proportions. Added to this, 3.5 million men and women are directly engaged in the defense establishment. Now this conjunction of an immense military establishment and a large arms industry is new in the American experience. The total influence, economic, political, even spiritual, is felt in every city, every state house, every office of the federal government. We recognize the imperative need for this development, yet we must not fail to comprehend its grave implications. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
Do you hear that? You've entered the boom room. And that means it's boom time. And let's get on with the update. The rumors are true. Snow is in the forecast. This guy wore his best suit. Gusts up to 45 miles per hour up there in Michigan. And Cincy, low pressure continues to move away from us this morning. In its wake, strong winds are expected to develop into early parts of the afternoon. That's when we could see some of the wind gusts above 40. The wind will be out of the west, so north-south oriented roads will be given the most buffeting. Watch for trucks, especially on US 61 from Dubuque to Burlington, and we're talking Quad Cities. Heads up! Peoria, Illinois, Burlington, and I-74 between the Quad Cities and Galesburg. You're going to get blown away. And we're about to get back to boom time. That's the boom room. And that was the president. Unprecedented early season snow blankets North America. GFS total snowfall 6th through the 16th shows unprecedented snow burying North American continent. Now these snows haven't been seen for decades in this proportion. And again, the median first snowfall, here we're looking, this lavender area is December 1st, which would be like here. December 1st. I hope you're picking up what we're putting down. Cold and snow on the way. Cake land. We're talking Wichita, Kansas. And Toto, it's a no-no. Doesn't matter if you click your heels together. Our next weather maker will roll into Cake land to bring rain, cold, and even snow Wednesday through Thursday. While travel is not expected to be overly impacted, some places in Cake land may see their first measurable snow of the kayaking season. Yes, let's do it. And we are booming down the mountain like a fountain. Boom. Heads up, Cake land, you're about to get hit. Snow back in the forecast. Say it ain't so. He wore a suit as well. And we don't have time to wait for that. Or maybe we will. It's coming live. NBC, Nebraska. Holy macaroni. Will it parson time? I doubt it. We have a satellite.
With meteorologist Bill Winchler.
He's Bill Winchler, and he's a pinchler. Let's just pause this, let it parse, and let's see what this article has to say. Snow is back in the forecast, and there is no article. Winter weather advisories in effect from Wednesday through Thursday night. Cold temperatures expected through Friday. Highs in the 30s. Heads up, Nebraska, Mr. Winchler.
Night, but we're already about 2 inches below average on our snowfall so far this year. But it looks like that could be changing.
It could be changing, just like his suit.
So far this year, but it looks like that could be changing as we head.
What did you say, Bill? Did he say something?
That could be changing as we head Wednesday night into the day on Thursday when it looks like accumulating snow returns to the forecast. Thursday when it looks like accumulating snow returns to the forecast.
Winchler, say it ain't
weather
snow.
advisories that on Thursday when it looks like accumulating snow returns to the forecast. We have winter weather advisories that are in place for a lot of the coverage area, especially along and south of Interstate.
Yeah, along and south of Interstate 80 there, North Platte. Heads up, McCook, Benkelem, or wherever the hell you call it. Imperial, Lexington. Heads up. Shut up, Bill. Bill, shut it. Whew, it's my channel. Winter weather outlook. Colder and more snow predicted this season. Wait a minute. I thought that everyone says it's going to be burning up and hottest winter ever. Meteorologists in the Climate Prediction Center are now changing their models and changing their tune. They've probably been watching the channel for over a year, calling for cooler and drier conditions in the upcoming winter. Heads up, Channel 18 will fly, West Lafayette, Indiana. If you're not going to get snow cover in Indiana, I don't know what these GFS models telling us in November. They're lying. Much below normal temperatures in the central U.S. This is the Weather Ready Nation map. We're talking NOAA. And they said no snowa. Oh, aren't they bummed? Them and Al are both hiding in the same cave that we'll probably all go into when the meteor hits. Now, a chilly air mass will continue to expand into the central U.S., and this will keep temperatures much below normal. Yes. And will result in a few inches of snow across the central plains as a weak weather system passes through the midweek, covering dozens of states. Winter weather advisories are in effect in purple. Montana, heads up Nebraska, Kansas. It's true. Heavy winds, northern Cali. And the lake effect snows are going to be coming soon. The next 5 days are going to be unprecedented for North America. People are going to wake up and smell the coffee. And with Zharkova coming out at the global warming conference just the other week, or the other day, is going to be insane. And we're going to be talking about that shortly. Let's talk about natural gas prices surging on surprise forecast for cold weather. Oh my God, it's such a surprise that I got my kayak out and was able to drive next to the road at 32 miles an hour like a maniac. I did this for you guys, yeah. It's me. I have a helmet on, so we're good. Are you prepared for what's coming? Are you prepared? I don't know if many of you are. But when I die, I want to be buried in a pyramid. Like the pharaohs.
like a pharaoh ever since I was a little kid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid.
Bury me inside a pyramid. Natural gas prices surge on surprise forecast for cold weather across the U.S. Natural gas prices are surging after the Illuminati and the powers that be are absolutely going to rob you blind in the next few years while supplies grow dim and your life is put at risk, while millions, billions of people are absolutely turned into poverty, subjugated subjects, slaves, as they were meant to be, because the resources will dwindle. And you know who will suck them up? Yes, if it's not you now, it is the powers that be, and they've already begun. The forecast comes on the heels of a 2-month rally in natural gas prices. Rich people are making millions, and you are not preparing. You need to be preparing now, because this is the beginning of a continuous string of events that we've been warning about since the start of this channel that are manifesting before your very lives. Deadly floods hit Indonesia, more than 1,400 homes flooded. At least 4 people have been killed over the past 4 days. Totally fluxed provinces of West Sumatra, West Java. Coffee much? And after heavy rain caused severe flooding, landslides, destruction of agriculture, and loss of life. Road, infrastructure. There's not going to be time to rebuild this. As it moves forward, the infrastructure will remain destroyed and your lives will be changed forever. Melbourne floods, totally fluxed. More rain in 2 hours. Cosmic rays, atmospheric compression than September and October combined in Australia. Cops had to get their knickers in a bunch and wet their feet. Imagine what that smelled like. U.S. winter wheat quality declines, plus plantings fall behind estimates. This is the facts. Thank you, Cap Alanon, whoever the fuck you are. Winter wheat plantings have fallen behind last year's progress, with quality also losing ground as the percentage of plantings rated as good to excellent slipped back by 2 percentage points to 51%. That was behind most analysts' estimates on average, most expecting good to excellent ratings, 50% of the crop. It's a flop. Look at glacial ice building to record proportions. I don't even know where to begin here. It'd be nice if I could move the screen over here to the right so you can see what I'm talking about. The slope in this black graph, people are like, what are you talking about? It's in the multi-decadal average. Yeah, multi-decadal. We're talking the last 30 years of data you're looking at. And this black line is about to go through the median. It is crushing from 2016 past 2015. Yes, 2017. And when it goes across this line at this slope, the ice is unprecedented building in the Arctic. They claim there's cruise ships going through the Northwest Passage. How can that happen with 15 feet of ice in the entire Northwest Passage? Ice just began building. And this ice is going to rapidly move into Hudson Bay. Before winter begins, Hudson Bay will be 50% frozen. The Arctic will be frozen completely across from Russia to the U.S. And we will be building for the first time in decades a multi-year ice slab that will not melt next summer. And it's right here in the North Pole, and you're looking at it. From red to red will be a continuous slab of ice that will not melt next year. Do not fear, prepare. Do not be scared. Seismic update, no quakes of note. Moderate uptick on the Ring of Fire, 5.6 in Tonga, 5.5 in Chile, multiple 4 magnitudes in the upper 4s in Chile as well. No quakes of note. We are in a seismic uptick. The next 48 hours, we're going to see large magnitude earthquakes. I'm predicting 7.5 occurring in the next 48 hours. So be on alert on the Ring of Fire. It's not a funeral pyre. Be prepared, not scared. If Pico erupts twice in as many days, we've been covering the uptick. I warned about the uptick at Abico, and sure enough, there it is. Here is pictures of the 3.2 mile eruption. That is about 17,000 feet, and it is glorious. It's so glorious, I'm about to hop in my kayak, you bitches, who's about to get some stitches. Yeah, smoke a bowl and take a ride. It's free. You have to walk back up. There are no ski lifts here. And you do need a helmet. Are you ready? Are you ready to scrape that ice? Be like, Al Gore, Al Gore, Al Gore. That fucking prick. That fucking Al. Al! You son of a... let's go kayak. Why not? What else are we going to do? When life gives you snow, you give them white water or snow kayaking. Whatever you want to do. A pico erupting for the second time in as many days. Cosmic rays much? We're waiting for the big one. These is all just tantalizing little tidbits that we can share with you to keep us all preoccupied before the big boom. Volcano, worldwide news update, Popo, Ducono, Sangay, many others. Nevado de Ruiz volcano, volcanic ash advisory. Yes. Vienamov, Torrealba, Krakatoa much about the blower and such. Let's do it! Jiffy, let's fucking kayak in the mountains. Let's do it. Have you heard? Now, we've got over 25,000 views. Unprecedented. Professor Valentina Zharkova breaks her silence. It's awesome. Yeah. Professor Valentina Zharkova gave a presentation of her climate and the solar magnetic field hypothesis at the Global Warming Policy Foundation this month. The information she unveiled made everyone in the room shit their pants. Yes, their pants needed to be de-shited. Yes, their pants were totally filled with the shite. There was a quiet that overwhelmed the room. Many of the people didn't know how to react. And even at the end of the talk, many of them said, well, what about the CO2 and the global warming? How that's going to save us all, right? And she went, CO2 is shite. In fact, Dr. Valentina Zharkova said CO2 is only 3% of all the naturally occurring CO2 on our planet on any given year. And it's impossible to even measure. So those monitors that you see at Mauna Loa that say that have been going up steadily are total bullshit. And it's what scientists and statistical analysis at Temple University, we concluded this in 1989. That was impossible to delineate the 2 to 3% CO2 that humans added to the atmosphere, that the Earth currently added over 97% of the natural CO2 annually. How are you going to delineate that, you dumb bitches? You all deserve stitches. This ruse has cost trillions of fucking dollars, and it's sickening. This could have been feeding the homeless. This could have been educating our children. Free college. This could have been giving health care to millions of people in North America. We don't have free healthcare in North America where we're supposed to be free. There's free healthcare all over Europe, you dumb pricks. Are you listening? We have to pay co-pays and this pay and that pay and half of our salary monthly so we can go to see a doctor. It's a scam. It's a sham, and you're part of it. You voted today, you fucking idiot. I don't care if you are offended by my cursing. If you're offended by my cursing, then you voted. You're participating in the system that is keeping you a slave. Now, Professor Valentina Zharkova doesn't live in that system, so she put up her middle finger and she said, you can suck it, global warming. And she made fun of the IPCC and the mainstream. You know why? Because her and me and others were right. Because we're scientists. And we haven't been swayed by the bullshit. And my moxie won't quit. So you can unsubscribe now or subscribe because you're finally picking up what we've been putting down for over 14 months. In fact, my studies began in the 80s. And in the early 90s, we knew it was impossible to delineate the human effect on climate unless we had a 3,000-year database, which won't exist for 2,900 more years. You queers. Zharkova was one of the few that correctly predicted solar cycle 24 would be weaker than 23. And you know how few? There were 150 predictions from the mainstream. These are plasma scientists, solar physicists, the top of the cream of the crop, the IPCC bullshiters. You know how many got it right? One other person than Valentina. You know what that is? Below 1%. You know what that means? The mainstream scientists, the IPCC, and all climate science since the beginning of the fake climate science, which began 2 decades ago. You can all go suck it. You're frauds. Please dig a hole and bury yourselves. You're all going to need a job at Wawa, and you certainly aren't going to be prepared for the things that are coming. Her models ran at 93% accuracy, and her findings suggest a super grand minima is on the cards, beginning now and extending all the way through everyone's life that can hear my voice. It's not your choice. It is your choice to begin preparing now. This is Oppenheimer Ranch Project right here. Subscribe to the channel. I haven't even done it. This is her talk. Don't balk. If only 2 out of 150 have been right, I think we should listen to these 2. Don't you? If the world was looking for an epiphany moment, this should be it. Even if you believe the IPCC's worst case scenario, Zharkova's analysis blows any warning out of the water, because the cooling is going to be 8 times more severe than the warming, which means you're 7 times more effed in the opposite direction. You've been misled. Crop loss, unrest, famine, disease is in the next several years. It's going to start exploding. And in 12 years, the entire planet is going to have a population reduction and will not resemble anything like it has for centuries. Forget the arguments, debates, and attempt to win over any more alarmists. The time is now to prepare. And the time is almost up. Within a few years, supplies will be scarce. We're not here to scare you. And it's what we said from the gate. This is coming from Zharkova and Shepard in 2014. So this has been on the table for 3 years for everyone to go look at. 4 years. My bad. And what they did is they reran the models and they added UV and blue light. And they're going to rerun them again, and they're going to add red light and another factor. They're going to add 2 more factors, which is going to get an even clearer picture of the shutdown that is about to occur. Now, solar shutdown, my Facebook page started 3 years ago. You know why? Because 30 years ago, I knew there was going to be a solar shutdown. And 3 years ago, it was beginning. Because of this double peak. We knew this was resembling a similar time in plasma physics history that extended back during solar cycle 5 and 6 and 7. And we're repeating that cycle. So cycle 25 in this picture is a little higher than it actually will be, in my opinion. I think it's only going to be half of 24. And then the problem occurs right here. Between 2025 and 2028 is when the real weather changes that have never been seen on Earth are going to unfold before your very lives. People that live in cold areas that get heavy snow are going to see snows that are multiple times more than ever recorded. So if you're in a place that has seen 50 feet of snow, you're going to see 100 feet of snow. That's 100 feet. Now, the green line here is the actual data. And again, you can see here from 2028 to 2032, this is where Zharkova is predicting a no-grow time, where modern agricultural zones will be unable to grow anything for this period, this section of the period. In our future is bleak unless you're prepared. I grow enough food here for 5 people and we have 3. So I'm going to ramp it up to 50 people and we'll have 10. You can grow enough food to survive and thrive. You have to learn how to fail and you have to learn what works so you can capitalize on what you're learning, your new skills, and you have to do it now. There's not much time, 3 to 5 years. In the next 2 years, we could have cataclysmic grid failure, and it could happen then. Are you ready? You have less than 1 year. You should be prepared within 365 days from my voice and you hearing it now. Go. You can do it. Buy the books, buy the hard copy, bury them. Start stockpiling information. You don't need any money to do this. Think about it. Be resourceful. The double dynamo has been reassessed and we're headed to a super grand minima that's going to last for over 100 years. No one's going to live that long. And it has always been my position that this super grand minima that we enter, none of this warming takes us out of it. We go into an ice age at this point. It's the end of the interstadial, as all 4 other precessional cycles or great years have done in the past. We're right on point to now build ice. Sea levels drop 400 feet. The glaciers build. It takes 1,000 years for that to happen. But in your lifetime, all this stuff is about to hit the fan. The empire is going to end in the next few decades. It may end in 3 years. My position is 12 years from this date. It is a wrap. Global empire done. World wars, and we are back to the Stone Age, kids. So start preparing now, because in 4 years, there's going to be no supplies, no box stores, no easy access to food. And here's why. Cycle 26 is bleak. So we're talking from 2025 on. It's a wrap. You have 5 years and it's ticking. And I'm going to say 2023 is the beginning of the end, because this drop-off is going to be drastic, and these are the major weather events that are coming. 2023, we have an electric comet entering our atmosphere. Who knows what will happen there? 2023 is quote-unquote Armageddon for you religionists. That means if you're not prepared, you're doomed. And you want to know how accurate Zharkova was? This dashed line is the overlaid new model. It's perfect. 150 predictions, 148 were wrong. 2 were right, and she's one of them. Who are you going to listen to? Diamond and Zharkova or the sheep? Strap on your kayaks. It's real. Stockpile your scrapers. You're pissed. But keep it spiritual, because the changes that come are cosmogenic, and that means evolutionary. All the great compositions, the great composers, the Stradivarius violin, Maunder minimum. These are times when innovation becomes a revelation. Unfortunately, billions will die. There should be a 30% to 40% population reduction in the next 10 to 12 years. This should not instill fears, because less than 5% of the population is prepared for what is ahead. If you're one of the ones that are prepared, you have a 90% chance of doing it. You're going to be the ones that survive and thrive and create the new paradigm. That's why we're here. To motivate you for the things that are now being confirmed daily. Daily confirmations are amazing. And what we're going to look at here is a paleogeographic reconstruction of the last 120,000 years. You can see the timestamp at the bottom left of the screen moving right. This is just glaciation in Europe. You're living in an ice age, folks. It's not a global warming world. It's an ice age. The ice age has been going on for a few million years, and we've never left it. We've only come out of it for a few thousand years. And the powers that be have been able to convince you that it's your fault that it got warm. No, it's the sun's fault. The sun rarely gets warm, and when it does, it melts glaciers and sea levels rise. You could see 68,000 years ago where we are, major glaciation, and then it melted. Watch it melt with me. Bye-bye. And guess what happens just 10,000 years after it melts? It all comes back. And it melts again, and it comes back, and it melts again, and then it comes back. Time immemorial. The orbital perturbations of the planet Earth, the Milankovitch cycles, the Great Year, the orbital eccentricity, they all come together in a cacophony of climatic delight, causing the growth and the decline of glaciers in epic proportions in short periods of time. Heavy glacial melt, inundation of the seas. Here it is. Global warming much? It's about to reverse, and you're living through it. We love each and every one of you. And that's a boom. All links below. Let's get on with some more nonsense before we end it. NATO war games are focused on Russia and the extreme cold. Haven't you been told? Oh yeah, you just were for 30 minutes. The world is getting cold, and the powers that be know it. It's so obvious that they show it right here in this headline that we've been reporting on for 8 months. Headlines just like this. All of the military operations have been in Arctic zones, and all of the costs have been going to cold weather weaponry. Now take a look. This is my friend Reed. He's one of our first Patreons. He's one of the first subscribers that sent me seeds. This guy kicks ass, takes names, and he's trying to make a difference. And what he's doing is he started a channel, Manifestation of Imagination. I want to see 1,000 subscribers here in the next 48 hours. Come look at his stuff. Come watch his debut video. Come look at the new Powa NPA 112 watt solar panel. This is for you guys just getting into preparedness. He's going to show you how to do it all from start to finish, starting by buying your first panel, twisting your first wires, making your first fires. Reed is awesome. He touched my heart when he sent me out seeds in a box, one of the first subscribers to care, and it meant a lot. And it would mean a lot for me if you come over to his channel here and you give him support. His videos are worth every minute, and they're only 3 or 4 minutes. Some are 10, but he doesn't go on talking like me on and on and on. So go check him out, please. Do it. Don't be a Scott Pruitt. Now is the time to prepare. If I didn't convince you, you're going to be... The Zharkova information is about to be shoved down your throat day after day on all your Grand Solar Minimum channels. I'm going to keep it real at this channel. The best place to help us at the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and help yourself is at my Patriot Supply. The link is below. They just reduced the prices, and it's a good way to get started. Their preparedness crate, 62 items with the crate is $139. This is what you put in your apartment. 3 days worth of food, water filters, water bottles, weather radio, everything you need to get started if you don't know where to start. You can look at it all and figure it all out. Alexa Pure Pro Ultimate Flow Kit. You can take pond scum water, anything from a puddle, and put it through this, and it's better than the water you buy in the convenience store that's called filtered water. Better. It's over $300 off now. So if you want the most practical thing for preparedness, it would be the Alexa Pure. Because water is the elixir of life. No water, and guess what? That population reduction over the next decade is from dysentery. Yeah, do you want to shit yourself to death? I doubt it. That's what's going to happen in the major cities. Over 50% population reduction from diarrhea. Disgusting. Get yourself a water filter, the correct kind. That is the #1 preparedness product you need. I won't say another word. You're not alone. We're in this together. Get your kayaks ready. We love each and every one of you. This shit's about to hit the fan, but you still have time. The computer models are in. And if I die, I want you all to bury me in a pyramid. Please. Do it for me. Do it for you. Bury me in a pyramid when I die, please!
I've been feeling like a pharaoh ever since I was a little kid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid. Pyramid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid. Unify with the universe. Unify with the universe. Every verse I write is like dynamite. I might fuck around and blow planet Earth. Planet Earth. Might fuck around and blow planet Earth. Every verse I write is like dynamite. I might fuck around and blow planet Earth. Unify with the universe. Unify with the universe. You can find what a human's worth if you could fly right through the earth. Through the earth. You could fly right through the earth. Travel through time, move to birth, pass through skies, soon to emerge, incarnate to break the stars. Blowing up, shake your heart. Rolling up, escape to Mars. Shine a light, erase your scars. Close your eyes, time to take off. I've been feeling like a pharaoh ever since I was a little kid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid. Unify with the universe. Unify with the universe. Every verse I write is like dynamite. I might fuck around and blow planet Earth. Planet Earth. Might fuck around and blow planet Earth. Every verse I write is like dynamite. I might fuck around and blow planet Earth.
Guys, you know how much you mean to me? You mean everything to me. Thanks for coming. We love each and every one of you. Thanks to our subscribers, to our Patreons, to the people who put up with me cursing, because I mean it. I'm a passionate motherfucker. And I mean it. I'm not doing this for anyone's benefit. I'm doing that for your benefit. You motivate me to continue. This is my purpose in life. I'm going to do this until the day I die, or the day the internet refuses, to send this message out. We love you. Be safe.